prime of x equals 2x. I solved it!
Suborno Bari skipped the 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, and 11th grades, which I guess is impressive if you're easily impressed.
Do you need a bow tie to be a physicist?
No, all you need is perseverance, hard work, and a dream of becoming Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein. But if you want to be a fancy-looking physicist, then you need a bow tie.
He took the SAT when he was 11 and scored a 1500. Big deal. That's basically what I got, rounded to the nearest 1500. Then, after graduating high school in 2 years, Suborno got accepted into NYU for math and physics.
You're so inspirational. We want you to have a great first semester.
It's no Harvard, but yeah, good for him, I guess.
I was a political science major at UC Davis, not trying to brag.
So now he's 13 years old and entering his sophomore year at NYU. Is he a math genius? I don't know, but he's definitely 13 years old.
I started reading the news, I guess when I was 11 and a half.
So you're saying about a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
So this whole interview wasn't my idea, but my team thought it'd be fun and cool for me to sit down with Suborno because I guess they think I could learn something from him.
Can I ask you for your advice on something?
You can't rely on me to give great advice.
Do you believe in destiny? Did you see Interstellar when Matthew McConaughey didn't age? What happened there? How do I use math and science to deprogram him? What's 78 times 265? Oh, is that narcissism? What would a four-dimensional object look like? What's your problem? Why is everything changing but my dad? Is free will an illusion? How are you doing this? How does he talk through the bookshelf? How do you feel about those haters? How does gravity bend time around it? How do you know if someone likes you,
I have no idea, dude.
So we talked about math, science, his internet fame, and the greatest scientific mystery of my generation. My dad's tendency to purchase too many pomegranates. Way too many. It's ridiculous. God, my dad's gotta cut it out with that. How do I get him to get a normal amount of pomegranates?
But what if 16 people who really like pomegranates come over to your house?
Why are you turning on me?
I think it's best to move on.
Hurry right away, no delay, stop today. Make your daddy glad you have had such a last.
The moon could be holding over $1 trillion worth of platinum in its craters. This is such a wild concept that I had to check it out on Ground News, which is today's sponsor. Ground News shows a breakdown of publications reporting on a story, including the ownership, factuality, and political leanings of that story. It's not about eliminating bias. We've all got biases. It's just trying to make you aware of potential biases or the veracity of different publications as you analyze an event or an issue. For example, when I read about the moon, I was able to scroll between some of these 17 reporting publications. 84% of the sources were considered high factuality by Ground News, while others were not. Though I probably could have guessed that by the headlines. One article was titled, quote, "A sensational treasure is hidden on the moon. Whoever gets it could become very rich." I'm skeptical, but I am listening. Use the link in the description or go to groundnews.com/HASAN to get 40% off their Vantage plan. The same one we use here at HMDK. That breaks down to just $5 a month for unlimited access. Visit groundnews.com/Hasan and subscribe today.
This is gonna be really fun, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. You know, it's an excuse to skip school.
Welcome to the show. So you were a 13-year-old sophomore at NYU, is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the name of the show is Hasan Minhaj Doesn't Know. You know a lot about the world, okay? Now,
Debatable.
I'm not trying to create a chasm between the two of us, but I'm pretty smart myself as well. I was a political science major at UC Davis. Again, not trying to brag. My dad was an organic chemist for 35 years. So I want to kick off our first meeting with a little game. Do you want to play a game?
Sure.
Okay. This game is called Chemistry Wheel of Fortune. I am going to put up a blank periodic table. Part of the periodic table will light up, and then I will ask you what that element is. I will guess first, and then you will guess.
I'm just saying, it's been 11 years since I've done this for real, so.
It's been 11 years
Yeah.
since you did
Practiced
the periodic.
this.
You practiced the periodic table.
Yeah.
Which would have made you 2 when you practiced the
Yes.
periodic table.
Yes.
Lithium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten.
Not making any promises, but I'm still pretty good at it, I would like to think.
Wait, are you messing with me, though, that you memorized the periodic table at age 2?
No.
I was a political science major at UC Davis. Again, not trying to brag. Okay. Let's take a look. All right, I'm going to guess first. Suborno, let me go first, please. Potassium.
I'm pretty sure it's actually P for phosphorus.
Nicely done. But I'm pretty smart myself as well. My dad's watching this, so I don't want to crack under pressure. Let's do the next one, please. Okay, so if we're up in hydrogen carbon land, I love it. When we're here, I'm in the depths of the ocean. It's dark.
Damn.
I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't know. Wolverine, adamantium.
I'm going to say it's probably lead. It might be thulium, but who knows?
Let's take a look.
Oh, it's lead. Let's go. Let's go.
How'd you know that was lead?
I'm kind of just taking the nearest noble gas because those are the easiest to remember and they're all on the right side, and then just counting in my head from there.
Let's do the next one.
Ooh, that's the last noble gas. I'm pretty sure that's...
Wait, let me go first, please.
Oh, sorry.
Knowledge, why are you failing me? Vibranium.
Isn't that the one from the...
Wakanda Forever, yes.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was
Black
Captain
Panther.
America's shield, but...
It is Captain America's shield, and he does get that from Wakanda, yes.
Well, today I've learned you know more about Marvel movies than I do.
Well, just the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which isn't
All right,
a
I'm
lot.
pretty sure that's Oganesson, also known as Uninoxium. Yep, there it is.
Did you set this up with our producers?
Well,
Okay,
he's shaking his head. That's one who took the bribe.
let's do the last one. Damn. Now I don't even know what's going on in these two rows. Phosphorus.
You already do that one? P for phosphorus.
Damn it. Wait. Sodium.
Europium. Let's see. Ah, gadolinium. Okay.
I know. Gets the best of us.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Look, I'll admit it. I'm 39 years old, and a 13-year-old is better than me at science.
Okay, here's my hot take, but memorizing the periodic table doesn't matter that much if you want to be a good scientist. You still have time. You still have time. I mean, real chemists always carry around the periodic table with them. In reality, we all use computers to look up this stuff and do the calculations for us anyways. Science is more about creative ideas than memorization. And I think it's a good thing that I've learned that since I was 2 years old.
One of the things that you were talking about during our pre-interview with our producer, Scott, is you were talking very passionately about fractals. Now, I thought you were referring to fractions, but you were talking about fractals, specifically the way fractals exist in trees, nature, or leaves. Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't drop acid before our call, but you're very passionate about fractals. Go off, King.
Fractals are like one of the most beautiful mathematical objects, especially since they can sometimes arise from random stuff. One of the fractals you might know is the Mandelbrot fractal.
No.
Okay. There are some pretty popular videos of just zooming into it on YouTube.
Okay.
Because the whole thing with the fractal is that it's infinite and has infinite complexity and it goes all the way down and all that stuff. And the thing is, it's generated by this really I can't say the word simple. This cool mathematical equation and complex analysis that when you take the zeros of it, it creates this set. The outline of the Mandelbrot set is all of the zeros of this function. And it's so weird how with most functions you expect it to be continuous, like, I don't know, a circle or a square or whatever, some regular shape, but not a fractal. And one other fascinating thing I've always thought about is the area of a fractal. How do you even define it? You might have heard of the coastline paradox. Does that ring a... God damn.
What's the coastline paradox?
Okay, so essentially, the coastline of a country is kind of like a real-life fractal, because there's infinite complexity, and, depending on the tide, it can literally shift, and if you zoom in and in and in on the little grains of sand on the beach, you can see individually that the border is changing millions of times every nanosecond, and you get a different length if you measure with different levels of accuracy, and, it never gives you one accurate measurement, which essentially leaves the question, there is no good way to measure the length of a coastline, because it's kind of a real-life fractal. That's the coastline paradox. There is no well-defined measure of length on the coast.
That is so brilliant, yet so confusing.
I mean, yeah, most things in math are.
I take your point, but it's still important to know mental math.
That's true.
Then let's play a game. Let's play a game of mental math, Suborno. Scott, our producer, is going to fly in a series of mental math questions. He's going to give you some mental math questions for me, and I'm going to give you some mental math questions for you.
Scott, you made these ones easier, right?
You start this time. You give me the mental math question.
All right, let's see. What would you wager is the answer to 3 multiplied by 7?
21.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You're making good progress here. Oh, I skipped a card.
Suborno, what's 23 times 9?
23 times 9. I'm going to say that's 207.
You're correct.
Okay. 7 multiplied by 8.
God damn it. It's the 7 times 8 and the 9 times 7 that just gets so...
You could say it's your kryptonite.
Yeah. And you're bringing back a lot of painful memories.
My bad.
Okay, 8 times 5 is 40. You said 8 times 7?
Yes.
56.
Yes. All right, good job.
What's 78 times 265?
You immediately hit me with that question. Well, I'm going to reason it all out loud because that's a power move. 78 times 265, I'm going to take out the 2 from 78, so that's 39 times 530. So now we can isolate that to 39 times 53, which is essentially 53 times 40, but minus 53. So 53 times 40 is 212 times 10, which is 140. Then we subtract 3, which is 100 minus 33, 47 minus 3, which is 67. And now that's 53 times 39 work done. What was your question? 78 times 265. So 53 times 39 is the same thing as... Oh, so... No, surely it's not that simple. No, I can't trust my gut.
Why not? Trust your gut.
Because your gut is almost always wrong when it comes to mathematics. So, just to make it clear, it's 530 times 39, 39 times 53, 53 times 4 is equal to, oh god, I can't trust my brain, 2120, 53 times 40, then that becomes 2100 minus 33, 2070, 2067. I'm going to say it's 20,670.
You are 100% right.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh, there's a 4th card. What is 3 times 34?
3 times 34. 34 plus 34 is 68. Add another 34. 68 plus 34. 68 plus 34. 8, 4, 12. Ah, damn it. I froze. Give me the question one more time, Suborno, please.
34 times 3.
34 times 3.
Yes.
Okay. 34 times 3. 30 times 3. 90. 4 times 3. 12.
That's correct.
102.
Let's go. You did it. You did it.
Let's effing go.
So, I mean, if we go by the score
Wait,
itself...
you have a 4th.
Oh.
725 times 162.
725 times 162. Well, we're going to repeat the same trick again by taking a 2 out of this. Hold on a minute. What was the question again?
725 times 162.
Okay. So... I'm going to say 117,450.
What the heck? How did you get that right?
I mean, I did list my process out loud.
How are you doing this? I mean, how do you see it? Is there like a whiteboard in your head, or are you like the Zach Galifianakis meme from The Hangover?
The what now? I've learned a bunch of particular tricks that make it easier. I've sort of learned how to do them all in your head without forgetting the results of each one, and then learning how to algorithmically chain them together. But once again, the point of the whole thing is that mental math is nice and fun, and it's good to impress interviewers, but at the end of the day, creative tricks, rather than just algorithmic repeats in your head, are what make new mathematics.
Well, obviously, I can sense your passion here when it comes to math. But why do you love math so much? Why is it this deep passion for you?
I guess it just allows you to play around without being bound by any rules. Hate rules? Just change them and now you have a new kind of math. Nobody's ever going to say to you, well, what is this going to do? What's the practical application of this? Why are you studying this? Because in math, the studying itself and the looking for new properties is what makes the fun and what makes the science. And at the end of the day, most of the time, innovations that people call useless somehow end up being used 200 years later by random engineers desperate for a solution.
You know, when I think about math, it brings up very emotionally traumatic memories for me. Did
Yeah,
you have
I
to go
hear
to
that a
Kumon
lot.
growing up?
My cousins did. They didn't like it. I didn't. I think that saved me from hating math.
So, who got you into math? Or are you like a white woman after her divorce? Did you just find your bliss in it?
Well, I don't think you can exactly find your bliss when you're like 2 years old. But essentially, I was
I think
kind
you
of...
can. Yeah, of course you can. At 2?
At 2? I don't know, man. You're just like learning to talk and stuff. So the thing was, I was watching my dad. He was a math student, for context, so you might see how I got inspired to do mathematics. But, you know, he was preparing for his final exams. I am looking at him writing equations on his blackboard, and I'm thinking, what is he writing up there that could be so important that he seems more invested in it than giving me toys? And so that made me lock in on this even more than my toys. And eventually I thought, well, I see patterns here, but what are they for? What are they useful for? Who made them up? And why are they this way?
You were thinking this at 2?
Yes.
Oh my God. This is your supervillain origin story.
Supervillain? Well, unless something really, really bad happens during this interview, I don't think I'll become a villain yet.
Well, you saw your dad focusing on math and science more than you, and then you were like,
Well,
this
my
is
toys, not me. Not me.
Oh, your toys.
Yeah.
You wanted more toys.
Yes. I think all 2-year-olds do. Did you
Of
not want
course.
more toys?
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't think my memory goes that far back.
Well, to
I
be
think
honest,
my memory starts roughly at TMNT 1, which was in theaters in 1989 when I was about 4. So I remember that. TMNT 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1.
I love being a turtle!
Damn. So, are you like from the dinosaurs, Jurassic Age, Triassic Age?
Cretaceous age.
I mean, yeah, 1990 is pretty long ago.
The Mesozoic age. That was also an age.
Damn.
You know this.
No,
Suborno,
no,
don't
no,
patronize
I don't-
me. You know the Jurassic era was
I don't
approximate-
know every-
The Jurassic era was approximately 65 million to 160 million years ago. Approximately.
Yeah, I know that part.
So you're trying to roast me. You're basically saying I'm ancient. Because I
No.
liked TMNT 1,
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Yes,
which
I
just
would.
celebrated its 35th
Yes, I
anniversary
would, yeah.
in theaters.
30th anniversary. Wow.
35th.
35th.
Mental math, Suborno.
35 years. Wow. Almost 3 times longer than I've been alive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. Time is incomprehensible.
So you're studying math and physics at NYU right now, correct?
That is true.
Are you going through that thing that a lot of sophomores in college go through? Are you going through that thing where you go, why bother? Why even bother studying this? Because artificial intelligence will end up doing a lot of this anyways.
Not really, because I think, honestly, math and physics is kind of one of the most protected from AI so far. I don't know if ChatGPT is coming to take my job soon. And even if that's not the case, I find that AI, and yes, I've used AI sometimes when I'm sleepy to teach me stuff, but I often find that it's a worse teacher than just looking it up myself.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just really bad at explaining concepts beyond the surface level definitions that you get on Google. Sometimes you get it to generate a good sounding response, but the more good sounding it is, the less factual it actually is.
Well, Suborno, let me just push back a little bit here, and I want to hold you to the standard that I hold all my guests to. I'm not here to pin you into a corner, but I do want to ask you, have your thoughts on artificial intelligence and AGI evolved?
Yes.
Now, I know people can grow and change, and I'm not a strong believer in cancel culture, but I do want to play back an old clip of you talking about artificial intelligence when you were 9 years old. Let's take a look.
I feel like AI will have this tendency to try and wipe out humanity if it sees that that's blocking its goal. If an AI wants to do something and the human gets in the way, then what will happen to that human, we don't know. I think it's still worth it to develop AI because it could have immense consequences in the favor of humanity, and we might just be missing out on that by stopping its development. Because AI could help us colonize our galaxy, and AI is like trying to engineer another sort of human. Sure, it could have brutality, but it could also have empathy. I mean, that's what Zane discussed. So I feel like it could also have massive consequences in the favor of humanity. So I feel like AI is a sort of gambling thing.
Okay.
Damn, that was a cognito hazard.
So basically what you're saying in this clip, I call it the Terminator 2 syndrome. Hey, it's a robot that could kill us, but he could be nice.
That's true.
Do you still feel this way?
Well, I'm going to say what I said back then was like a lukewarm take. It's probably not going to kill us if we're not stupid. Unfortunately, humans are stupid, as we all know. Which means that somehow...
When did you come to that realization that humans are stupid?
That is a good question. Probably at the same time I started to get into reading the news, which was, I guess, when I was 11 and a half.
So you're saying about a year and a half ago. So you
Yeah.
started reading the news, and then what was the breakthrough moment where you go, wow, these people are idiots?
I don't know, it feels like it gradually happened over time. Reading more and more about politics, you get probably the worst people for the jobs in the highest jobs in America and in the world, and so many other problems, and you eventually start thinking, holy crap. And I think that really encapsulates just how bad both the state of education and the state of curiosity is in the US right now. It's not about math and science anymore. Nobody wants to learn anything about anything, and I think that's made us significantly dumber and also significantly less cautious.
Well, I want to be less dumb. That's why the
true.
show is called Hasan Minhaj Doesn't Know, but I hope to know. Can you finish your thoughts on AI and AGI? What's
Okay.
going to happen with that?
If you give AI the power over your life and other people's life, and then you do dumb things with it, eventually you're going to get dumb results. Not just dumb, but outright horrible, disgusting results. And so,
So we're doomed.
well, if we try to not give AI the power over our emotions and our lives, and we also figure out how to correct AI so that it doesn't say this vile stuff to us all the time, and it also can't be jailbroken, even though that's an incredibly hard task to achieve. I don't know, maybe it'll be fine. Sometimes it feels like the ways in which people are using AI get worse and worse every single day. From, just like silly things like generating that one video of Will Smith eating spaghetti to like really, really horrible things. Deep fakes of people saying stuff they didn't say, or doing stuff they didn't do, or doing really bad, even explicit stuff they didn't do, is putting real lives and real people in danger. And then as soon as we link ChatGPT up to the nuclear codes, I mean, who knows what's going to go down? I don't know if you watched Mission Impossible 8, but I think that's
Was that the Dubai one or the newest one?
the newest one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched it, but that's like basically the whole plot.
Just give me the end.
A bunch of AIs take over nuclear silos all around the world, and then they figure out how to break into and hijack other countries' silos, and eventually the entire world is under control of the AI.
Wait, that's a stunt? Tom Cruise breaks into AI? That's the stunt
Well,
of the latest Mission Impossible?
not really. He breaks into the plane of the guy who has the key that controls the AI.
What's the big stunt that he does that makes you go, wow, a 60-year-old lived through that stunt? That's the reason why I watched the movie.
I'm pretty sure he flies over with his plane under the main villain's plane, and then he like jumps out of the cockpit and hangs onto it, and then he punches the guy who's in the plane to death, throws his body out of it, and climbs in so he can retrieve the key.
Sick. I'm back in.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But essentially, to finish my thoughts on AI, it's dangerous if we let it have power over us and then specifically tell it to say something negative.
Right.
If we don't give it that power, then it should be fine. It can even help us sometimes.
Out of curiosity, why do scientists use math to describe the natural world instead of words?
Well, words are imprecise and vague. And if I just say there were many sheep there, I mean, how are you going to calculate exactly how many sheep there were? Many can mean so many things depending on what context it's in. I mean, if there were 20 sheep in like a pen the size of this room, then that would be like a lot, even animal abuse kind of conditions.
Sure.
But if there were like 20 sheep in some pen the size of New York City, I mean, you're going to say, oh my God, there were so few. But what does few mean? It depends on context.
Right.
The thing is, numbers don't really depend on context other than the units. But you can always provide those. Those are words.
Right.
Numbers are never vague. 12 never means something different in a different context.
That's brilliant. Because when I was growing up and I was like, my room's hella messy.
That could mean anything.
Really?
And it's probably still an open mathematical problem. I don't know what they're up to these days to define like a mathematical index of
For hella.
uncleanliness.
Yeah. It seems like you have a passion for teaching.
That's true.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are either in a textbook or in your day-to-day life. And I'd love for you to break them down for me.
Sure.
Great. Here's a textbook question. Let's start with something easy. If the universe is governed by mathematical laws, as you've described, is free will an illusion? Or does quantum randomness open a door for it?
Ooh, see, I'm not a philosopher, but I have studied free will a little bit. And see, there are a lot of different takes on it, and none of them can really be scientifically verified. But there were three main takes. There's the compatibilist take, which basically says, yes, it's governed by all the quantum stuff and everything else, but that doesn't mean we don't have free will. Then there's the incompatibilist take, the determinist take, which says, well, everything is governed by quantum mechanics and classical mechanics, or electromagnetism and relativity, whatever the physical laws are. And if all of them are laws, then that means we're strictly bound by them, and we're essentially a puppet to them. So we don't. And the, free willist, I'm not sure what to call them, they say, well, no, not everything is governed by laws. There's some outside force that's not governed by the physical laws that is driving the brain in there somehow. The real answer is that we can't get a great answer to any of these questions with the big science, because science and free will don't really mix. It kind of feels like science is already telling us the answer is we don't have free will. But our human experience is very much telling us we do. It doesn't feel like there's anything governing us in real life. But human experience is woefully vague. As I've said before, there's no numbers to quantify it, only words, and words are vague. And so, free will still can't be jammed into the scientific machine.
Do you believe in destiny?
No, not really. I believe that, well, technically everyone can set their own destiny, because by default, I guess the destiny is just the place where you end up. But I don't believe in predestination, which is basically just determinism. So I do believe that there is some sort of free will out there. But hey, at some point, it's not a falsifiable claim. So it's just a belief. I just have faith. It's not really verifiable.
So if I see my crush on a street corner and it's raining and I go, this was meant to be, was it meant to be?
That is a philosophical question that is very difficult to answer, and the universe probably didn't think it would get you with your crush. To be honest, I wouldn't either. But I guess in some way you could say if determinism really is true, then it was meant to be somehow, some way. But if determinism isn't, that's almost better. You were able to come up to it and make it true your own way.
Let me ask you something a little bit more specific. How do you know if someone likes you?
I don't know. I haven't been in like a romantic relationship yet. I had a crush in elementary school, and then that slowly faded away. And since then, I haven't had a crush and no one's had a crush on me, because it's really weird to have a crush on someone 4 years younger than you when you're under 20.
So that first crush, though, how did it fade away? It was long distance or what's going on?
She ended up not going to the same third grade class as I did, and I stopped seeing her entirely when I moved to a totally different school for 4th grade.
Do you think that was meant to be? That you guys wouldn't end up together?
Nothing's really meant to be, in my opinion. So I guess it just didn't happen.
Can I ask you for your advice on something?
You can't rely on me to give great advice.
But I just need you to help me understand something, because you are a sophomore in college, right?
Yes?
The story's from about 19 years ago when I was a sophomore in college. For the sake of this story, I'm going to call this girl, her name's Pallavi. I had a huge crush on Pallavi, and we would study together all the time. And Pallavi was super into botany. And so I was working at Office Max at the time, and I used one of my paychecks to get a bunch of plants for her. I'm talking about all sorts of flora, orchids, marigolds, hydrangeas. Lilacs.
I don't think you have to elaborately list me every kind of flower.
Okay,
you got.
I'm just trying to paint the picture for you, because remember, you said be precise.
The picture is surely painted.
Okay, got it. So we're studying together over the course of the quarter. I got one of those like study rooms that they have at the library, and I filled that like tiny little study room that we would study in. I filled it with all of those plants. And then Pallavi came in. I go, hey, Pallavi, I just wanted to let you know that, like, I like you, like more than a friend. Do you like me? And then she said, I don't know. And I was like, but you're the only person that would know. And I think about that at least once a week over the past 19 years, and I just wanted to ask you, did Pallavi like me?
I mean, you probably could have asked her again, or you could have asked her at some other point in time. Also, 19 times 52, holy crud. How many times have you thought this over?
Tell me the number of times I've thought about it.
1,000, no, not 1,000 yet. 988.
Yeah, I've thought about it 988 times. So does she or does she not?
I mean, it's a quantum superposition.
What do you, look.
How should I know?
Yes. Is she married and does she have 3 kids? Yes. Am I married with 2 kids? Yes. But the vibes that quarter were real.
I guess the answer here is it's been 19 years. You got 3 words. That's like, I don't know, 0.14 words per year. And I mean, at some point, you got to stop speculating about it, because at the end of the day, it's tragic, it's sad, but I mean, you've hopefully found the new love of your life,
Yes.
and she's found the new love of hers,
Yes.
and you both can move on and live happily ever after.
I think you're right. It's time to move on.
See, am I giving good romantic advice, guys? Am I a role model yet?
What would a 4-dimensional object look like, and could humans ever actually perceive it?
Probably not. I don't know what a 4-dimensional object looks like, because at that point in mathematics, when you get past dimension number 3, no human is able to visualize that, because our monkey brains are engineered specifically for visualizing the 3 dimensions of space that are useful for us. Because we can't really change our monkey brains, we've instead invented something called mathematics, which tells us you don't need to see the 4th dimension to actually do work in it.
Here's a real life question. How do you know when one of your friends is too toxic and you have to cut them out? I have a buddy of mine, we grew up together, and I can never rely on him. Whenever I have a comedy show and I remind him in advance that the show's at 8, it'll be 8:02 and I'm about to get on stage and he'll text me, yo bro, where do I park? But this is my boy. We grew up together. Like, we've known each other since the time you loved math. When is it time for me to cut him off?
That is a difficult question, and I have to say something about myself here.
Sure.
I am very spoiled friends-wise, because I've almost, I'm going to say almost here, never had a negative friend. I mean, I'm probably about to go really stupid and overboard with these things.
No, go there.
But surgeries and stuff to remove things like an exploding appendix that is about to kill you, removing them hurts. You're going to get extreme stomach and abdominal pain in the days following the surgery. But of course, that's better than having your insides blown up and sometimes dying. The point is, sometimes things hurt, but it can hurt even more to you gradually and over time if you just let them fester no matter if it hurts more to keep it going, cut it off.
All right. I'll cut it off.
Damn.
So just to be clear, all the friends that you've had in your life of 13 years on planet Earth, you can count on all of them?
Yeah, pretty much.
And they accept you for you?
Yeah. And that's what you need from a true friend. Most of the people who have been in my life and who I've called friends have been really nice to me. And I'm grateful for that.
Why does it hurt me to hear that you haven't been hurt?
Probably one day I'll have someone again who more significantly hurts me. And you're going to be feeling all of that Schadenfreude, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Schadenfreude.
Wow. You're also better in German pronunciation. See, I've counted at least 4 things you're better at than
No, the
me
only
in
reason
this
why I know
interview.
what Schadenfreude is because I'm a petty person and I had to look up the word for
I'm really starting to think that
enjoying.
Hasan Minhaj doesn't know is a lie. He does know. He knows lots.
I know 9 times 6 and Schadenfreude. Do you believe in the simulation theory?
No, but there's not really any way to check.
But if reality can be fully described by math, could it be a simulation?
Well, we haven't exactly checked that reality can be fully described by math yet, but math is decently accurate so far in most of the areas we've applied it to. If we somehow find that physics theory that encapsulates absolutely everything, then I'll take the simulation theory more seriously. But for right now, I'll have to pass on it.
Cheers.
Isn't that for beer? Sorry, I've never been in a bar.
I do it with water too. My 7-year-old does it as well. She likes to cheers. Here's a combination question. This is a combination of physics and real life. According to the Schrödinger equation, all states evolve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Change is fundamental. In a sense, the only constant in the universe is change. But if that's true, why is everything changing but my dad?
But your dad.
He won't change.
Change, like, physically, mentally, emotionally?
Dude, you want to get into it?
Like, is he just a statue? Like,
Bro, he has diabetes. I go, take your insulin. You will die. He doesn't take his insulin. They're like, oh, entropy. Just the only thing that everything, objects in motion, stay in motion. This dude will not change. He is static.
Technically, entropy is kind of like the rate of change. The layman's description is it's kind of like chaos. So everything changes.
Chaos? You want to talk about chaos? Chaos is his algorithm. YouTube videos that are voiced by AI.
Humans are stubborn. They can be stubborn. They can be stupid. And at the end of the day, we're all stubborn and stupid. And we just have to figure out how to overcome that. But of course, when you're that late in life, I guess it's more difficult to change.
Let me give you a case example, okay? So my dad, both me and my sister, we've moved out, okay?
Yeah, I would be really worried if you hadn't moved out by...
Hang on. Let me finish. I have moved out. Thank you very much.
Good.
The only people living at home with my dad and mom is no one. They live by themselves in Sacramento. My dad loves Costco. So he'll go to Costco and get 16 pomegranates, boxes of 16 pomegranates. I go, Dad, nobody is going to eat that many pomegranates. Then they start going bad.
My dad might.
Well, have your dad come over to my dad's house. And
Yeah, we
eat
can do that.
12 of these pomegranates. I go, Dad, go to Rayleigh's down the street, buy 2 to 3 pomegranates that you and mom can eat. He refuses because the quantity that he gets per price to get 16 pomegranates is worth it. So he will get pounds of pomegranates at Costco. How do I get him to get a normal amount of pomegranates?
Question. Do most of them rot before he can eat them?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Eat them.
Yes.
Okay. Have you told him about this, and has he acknowledged it?
He goes, people may come over. You never know. The price is so great.
But what if 16 people who really like pomegranates come over to your house?
Yeah, see, now I think you're in the same multiverse as my dad.
Fine.
This is an insane thing that Najme does. You're doing what my dad does.
Fine. Okay. People learn things when they're young and then really don't like changing them when they're old. He's learned that habit. He has it deeply ingrained in his brain, and your thoughts about it are like some sort of lesser attack on it. It's not going to change his deeply ingrained habit.
How do I use math and science to deprogram him?
Use math and science to ban him from Costco. That might be one option.
But essentially is what you're saying is the reality is there is no changing a 75-year-old Indian man.
Not really. I mean, when you're that old and you're also from India, a culture that values its traditions, especially, traditions of economy, because so many parts of it were and still are in poverty. When you have a country that, values its traditions that much, they're probably not going to change their mental habits. Take some of the pomegranates for yourself. Steal them out of your dad's fridge.
That's what he does. He puts them in duffel bags and makes me travel with them.
Damn.
Yes. You finally get it. You get the hell that I'm living through. I'm a pomegranate smuggler. You laughing at me?
No. Sorry.
You laughing at my pain?
Okay.
Dude, what's your problem?
Okay. Just shove them in the trunk, donate them to charity, eat them yourselves.
Oh my
grow more
God. You're acting like my
pomegranates.
sister now. You're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Just take the pomegranates.
Have you ever considered your sister might be reasonable?
Wait, why are you, wait. Why are you attacking me now?
I'm just saying, man.
Dude, I've been nice to you this whole interview. What the frick, dude?
Frick.
Yeah. I don't want to use bad language. Your parents are out there. What the HE double hockey sticks?
Ah.
Why are you turning on me?
Because I think pomegranates are cool, man. I love pomegranates. They've always been my favorite fruit ever since I was really little. And I'm sorry to get so mean and so angry and so concentrated over this, but I have to hold back tears when someone insults them the way you have now. I think it's best to move on.
Okay. Let's talk about your online footprint. If you're going to get into it about me, I'm going to get into it about you. We need to talk about your Facebook and YouTube pages. You literally get millions and millions and millions of views. Some of these videos are pretty unhinged. How do you feel about your online footprint? And do you even control it?
No, I do not control it. My parents used to control it when we were little and we just made videos. Nowadays, they don't really control it either. It's just a crazy train going on without any real pilot. And so we make videos. Moderators randomly repost videos from years ago to see if they get any views. The ones that do get views are either kind of rage bait, if you've ever heard that word.
What is rage bait?
It means baiting people into raging, because rage as engagement is really, really popular these days. Angry is like a virus that spreads through the internet. But back to my internet footprint, I don't like the clickbait titles, but the one thing I do like is teaching people and making sure they get that information and understand it. If 1 billion people get mad, the next day, those 1 billion people, they're just gonna move on with their lives and get angry at something else the next day. Whereas the people who learn it keep it with them for their whole life. And they start loving the thing they've learned.
It's beautiful. And the fact that you're willing to carry the burden of online hate to still give people the light and hope of math and science. That is really beautiful. So thank you for doing that. And I want you to know, even though you were mean to me about the pomegranate stuff, I have your back.
Thank you.
Let's address these haters. There's a lot of academic gatekeepers that see your videos and they go, this kid, yeah, he's smart, but he hasn't done any groundbreaking research. I'm talking about those jealous nerds on Reddit. Reddit.com/r/math. I'm looking at you.
Damn.
I'm talking about people with mortgages, back pain, and full-on cul-de-sac bald spots on their head, hating on him, a 13-year-old child. How do you feel about those haters?
I'm just gonna say, once again, I'm 13. I got into university a year ago. I've been in contact with these high-level professors for 8 or 9 months. I haven't had the time to produce groundbreaking research because I'm just getting a grip on these things. And sure, once again, those titles of youngest professor and god of math mislead people, to believe that I have done the kinds of research that I haven't. At the end of the day, I'm a college sophomore. Yeah, I'm pretty young for the average college sophomore.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can produce groundbreaking research right away.
Right, and
as soon
anyone
as I've
who's
gone to
jealous of a
university.
13-year-old seems to not remember how bad it was to be a 13-year-old. Dude, being a 13-year-old sucks.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Now, to be fair, it only gets better from here.
Really? I thought at 14 or 15 gets worse.
No. It's, dude, you're on the way up. It's gonna be great.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Do you get a lot of heat from other kids of immigrants? Do other kind of Desi and Asian kids come up to you and go, dude, you're messing it up for me? There's videos of you on the internet doing all this crazy advanced math and science. My parents are showing me videos of you, and you're really messing it up for all of us.
Well, I get some comments, but in the real world, I'm going to wager about 60% of people who go to NYU's math department are Asian in some way or another, and probably about 40% of them are from East Asia. And so I'm like one guy, and NYU is huge. So, I mean, if you were mad at me for taking up one spot, that's pretty petty for like a 22-year-old or however old these people around me are. And that's the good thing. All of the people around me are mature enough to not really care that I'm the one taking up these spots. And I would say what I've done is hard for me as well. Not just like academically, but also mentally. I would say not every child is meant to go through this, and not to brag here. I know I'm saying that so much, but I would say I have a little bit more
Talk your
than
smack, King.
average mental fortitude. And I think that's the only thing that's really kept me from going crazy this whole time. Because between, the hamster wheel of being famous online,
Right.
which is a lot worse than being famous in person because you get barely any money compared to the actors and celebrities. You're less rich, and yet you still get the same amount of hate and speculation and mockery. And so between that and, my actual academic responsibilities, I think that the average child probably would have gone crazy by now. And so I'm not saying I'm God-gifted, because I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm really lucky to have the best people in the world around me, and also to be able to think through these things myself. But this road isn't for every child. Being this way will suck for most people. And I mean, I'm having fun now, mostly because of the math and science part. But kids who don't like math and science, and even some of them who do, will hate the route that I've gone if they're pushed to go do it themselves.
Right.
And I say that's totally fine.
So you're basically saying I'm him.
No, I don't want to...
If I were you, I'd say I'm him and you can't handle it.
I think you have main character syndrome or whatever. Oh, well,
Wait,
you
what's
are
that?
actually pretty famous. I'm
What's
not
main
gonna
character
lie.
syndrome? Oh, is that narcissism?
It's the younger kids' version of narcissism, yeah.
So
I'm not saying you're a narcissist. I'm so sorry about the
What are you saying,
pomegranate.
man? Just say it.
No.
No, say it. Air it out, bro.
All right, pomegranate smuggler.
That's how you feel about me.
Yes.
We've been talking for
Honestly, a dishonorable title. Pomegranates mean something to me.
Dude, next time I make a trip to Sacramento, I'll put 12 in a bag, come to your place, and drop them off. See how much you like it. I'll see how much you like it. A dozen
actually, that's
pomegranates.
great. That's
12.
great. Thank you so much. I think that makes up for everything.
Let's try to turn a new foot here. Let's not talk about the
Isn't it
haters,
a new
and let's not
leaf?
fixate. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let's turn a new leaf, shall we?
Yes.
I respect that. As I enter the 4th decade of my life, sometimes I think, it's only going to get worse from here. I'm pretty cynical about the future. How do you feel about the future? Are you optimistic?
Bad. It's probably not going to be great, especially the education system. I've always aspired to teach other people, as I've said a while ago.
Yeah.
But the way things are going, it seems like people actively don't want to be taught. And they will go through any loophole to make sure they don't have to learn anything. ChatGPT is the one that does the learning. ChatGPT is the one that does the work. Maybe soon, when all our classes are online or in the fucking metaverse, ChatGPT is going to be the one answering the questions and raising its hands in class. And that really makes me furious about the future.
How are you 13 years old and also a boomer at the same time?
I don't know. Maybe I was reincarnated or something. Maybe some Freaky Friday stuff happened.
Do you have any advice for the kids out there? Anything that you'd like to impart with the rest
Please
of the
be
world?
more curious, honestly. Just stop using ChatGPT. It sucks, okay? You can do it if the only thing you care about is passing. So I want to break that conception that the only thing that matters is passing. You're in school. for learning all of these wonderful things.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to do anything, learn anything, and understand anything at your fingertips.
Right.
And instead, you're letting ChatGPT take that opportunity for you. And so in the real world, you'll never feel any whimsy or joy because you will also let ChatGPT take over your job. And at the end of the day, is it a life really lived if you let ChatGPT live that life for you? I mean, I want to be kind to ChatGPT. I think it's pretty nice it's living all these lives, but why are you letting it kick you out of your own life and your own opportunities and your own wonderful things? And let's face it, some people just aren't in the conditions to pass. What then? The American education system is most of the time pretty forgiving. My dad doesn't want me to say this, but in college, he failed calculus 4 times.
Oh,
He wasn't that good at math.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah, he failed calculus 4 times, but he learned, and he kept taking it because he loved math.
So he was a dummy.
So oh, come on. Then, after his 4th failure, he got a B, but then he didn't like it because, it's not good enough. He wanted to master the subject.
Okay.
And so we took it again and got an A. And then after that, he got straight A's on every course past it because that love of learning was in him, no matter how many times he failed.
So look, what are you trying to tell the younger kids that look up to you? I'm talking about the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds that are in the trenches slogging it out. What do you have to say to them?
In the trenches of 4 5. I'm saying don't let ChatGPT live your life, learn your own education, and work your job for you. Don't let it take away all of those amazing opportunities that make your life rough and special. And don't be afraid to fail sometimes and get the machine that always succeeds to succeed for you. Because in the end, it'll all feel meaningless if you don't at least have something you consider a failure.
Any advice for me?
I don't know. I guess just stay curious. Keep inventing new jokes. Stay creative. Whatever it is, because creativity and humanity is the one thing AI can't replace.
Can you do a quick science rapid fire with me?
Sure.
How does gravity bend time around it?
Okay, time. I wouldn't say it that way, but it bends light around it. So here's the thing. Space-time is what some people would call a fabric, but essentially it's like a coordinate system. In this coordinate system, like the Cartesian XY thing, it gets distorted sometimes. You know how in classical mechanics, distance is the same? Like, if you look at my hand from over there in the room, or over here in the room, or up there in the room, you'll always see that my hands have the same distance between them.
Yes.
But in special relativity, or relativity in general, distance is not the thing that is conserved. Time is not the thing that is conserved. It's the speed of light, and by extension, some combination of distance and time we call the space-time invariant. See, we call it an invariant because it doesn't vary. And so that is what doesn't change, and distance and time have to sort of bend around it and conform to it. And one way of bending distance and time without changing the space-time invariant is gravity.
Right.
That's essentially the...
I just said right.
answer.
I actually don't know what you just said, but I have to believe you and I can't fact check you. So I agree with
Rewatch
what
it.
you're saying. I will rewatch this back.
And I don't know, ask Neil deGrasse Tyson or one of the other scientists who might have
He
on
won't
the
get
show.
back to my emails. Why can't we go faster than light?
That is a good question. The gamma factor is a relativistic concept that essentially tells you that as you get closer to the speed of light, things get more effed up. So essentially, distance contracts more. Time gets longer in your reference frame than it is to others. With distance getting shorter and time getting longer, the thing is, you need acceleration. The energy you need to go faster goes up and up and up until eventually, when you're traveling this close to the speed of light, you need infinite energy to accelerate more. And so there's no possible way you could acquire infinite energy from anywhere in the universe, thus you can't accelerate, so you can't go faster.
Do you think humans can ever engineer true consciousness?
I'm going to wager a no because consciousness is really complicated, but who knows, maybe just like that free will question earlier, we're going to find out that consciousness and free will aren't the same thing. We don't have free will, and in that specific case, maybe we can somehow figure out what equations lead to engineering a consciousness. If a consciousness gets synthesized in that far, far future, it's probably not going to like us.
Did you see Interstellar when Matthew McConaughey didn't age? What happened there?
Okay, well, it's not that he didn't age.
He didn't age.
His time is a lot slower than the time of people on Earth. So, because he was near a black hole where space-time is really, really, really bent, his gamma factor is really high, which essentially means that his time is super slow. As he said, I think, 1 hour down here is 7 years back on Earth. Because of that time dilation factor, that makes his time super slow compared to Murph or whoever he was leaving at home's time.
Right. But how is the bookshelf like a phone booth for him?
What?
How does he talk through the bookshelf?
What?
He sees shit through the bookshelf, bro.
I don't know. I don't remember this part from the movie.
You remembered the amount of time that changed, but you don't remember what happened with the bookshelf? All right, do you want me to give you the TLDR? There's a scene, and you have to remember this. There's a scene where he like looks through the bookshelf and he sees his daughter and he starts crying. You know the Matthew McConaughey thing where he's like bawling?
Don't let me leave, Merv.
Are you sure he wasn't just hiding a picture behind the bookshelf of his daughter?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
That sounds like the plausible scientific explanation. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the scene.
He knocks over the... That's his connection to her. He knocks over the photo.
I guess.
Dude, what happens?
I have no idea, dude.
What is the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment? And how does this help explain quantum mechanics?
So the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment was actually invented by Schrodinger to disprove quantum mechanics. You see, he said, put a cat in a box. Well, not quantum mechanics, essentially. There are two interpretations of quantum mechanics, and we nowadays know one is correct. There's the, I guess, objectivist. I don't remember exactly the interpretation, but it says that particles have a state at every point in time. We just can't measure it exactly, which is why the uncertainty principle exists. We're always going to be off by some amount, but there will always be. And now it's an example of quantum mechanics being absurd and still existing.
Well, listen, man, this is really great. Thanks for coming and hanging out, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, no problem. I really enjoy explaining these scientific concepts, and I also really enjoy, just talking to other people about things that are not science, almost as much as I enjoy pomegranates.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Hurry right away, no delay, stop there. Make your daddy glad you have had such a laugh.
Kolkata Chai has brand new tea bags. It is so easy, I literally don't have to think about it. Hot water, tea bag, mug. Dunzo. Okay, but what do I think about now? But real talk, what is a microwave actually? It hums, it dings, it spins, but what is making the food hot? Hello! Screw you, countertop Chernobyl. Hard pass. Okay, just enjoy this moment for 1 second without, ooh, hello fridge. Oh, my chilly little frenemy. I tolerate you, but I do not trust you. Do you remove heat or do you add cold? Ew. I'm getting cold just thinking about it. You know, I should make some chai to warm up. Stupid Hasan, you're already making chai. But I forgot about it because these tea bags are literally doing all the work. Wait, is it a tea bag or a chai bag or a chai tea? Nope, no. Not going there. Just add hot water, milk, and sweetener of your choice. Honestly, it's the best chai in the game. I should go tell someone.